Hello VC, this is my video for Rob Walker's 2023 vinyl tag. I have my list here, so let's get going. Favorite new release of 2022. Had to cheat a little bit on this question. I looked up what I purchased last year, albums that were released in 2022. Nothing really stood out, nothing really affected me in a way that I felt I should really comment on. This album here was released at the tail end of 2021, I believe in December. Really beautiful album, so I thought I'd show you this one. It's by Damon Albarn. The Nearer the Fountain, More Pure the Streams Flow. Just a beautiful atmospheric pop album. Of course, you know Damon from Blur, the Gorillaz. He is just a creative powerhouse. Probably the closest thing to Bowie that we have. He is just an amazing artist. Love this album. Last band or solo artist you saw live. I saw Tori, I believe it was May of last year. Great concert. She is one of my favorite artists. Loved her, well, since Why Can't Tori Read? That was her first release on Atlantic. Really not true to her style. Kind of an album that was encouraged by the label. Her second release, Little Earthquakes, just a masterpiece. Still as powerful and as moving as it was all those years ago. I think it was 1990 that was released. Don't quote me on that. She's just a genius, a prodigy on that piano, just an incredible artist, great songwriter. Their first album was their best. I'd have to go with Ben Folds, Rockin' the Suburbs, and I know what you're thinking, Songs for Silverman. Very close, but I think this album wins. Great songwriting. This is filled with Ben Folds classics. Annie Waits, Zach and Sarah, Fred Jones Part 2, love that one. And of course, Rockin' the Suburbs, The Luckiest, last song on the album. You really saved the best for last. That song is so beautiful. Has such a lilting melody, just gorgeous. Great album. Question number 4, hat trick. Show the vinyl, CD, and cassette of an album. I picked this beautiful release by Tracy Chapman, Crossroads. This was her sophomore release. I still remember hearing Fast Car on the radio for the first time. It was just so different than what was being played on pop radio at the time. Her voice was what really drew me in. Just so expressive. Just her and that guitar, I was just transfixed on that song. And there were, I think, 3 or 4 titles released from that album. Her follow-up was not as commercially successful, but really touched me in a way that that first album did not. Really personal, just a bit political, just kind of naked in its production, in her songwriting, the instrumentation, very sparse. So many great songs. I believe Crossroads might have been the only song that was released from the album. My favorites, Be Careful of My Heart, beautiful. All That You Have Is Your Soul, another one that's just, it's just very special. Let's see, Subsidy, This Time, 100 Years. You just can't go wrong. By far my favorite Tracy Chapman album, and all of them are great. There's not a bad one in her catalog. All right, question 5. An album that starts and ends with the same letter. It would be by Prince. Dirty Mind. And I'm going to skip down to question number 11. I'm sorry, question number 12. A great run of 3 albums, starting with Dirty Mind in 1980, Controversy in 1981, and then 1999 in 82. Perfect, perfection. Well, maybe not. Got a Broken Heart Again does not belong on this album. The rest of the album, perfect. And this is, what, over 40 years old now. Just great songwriting. Prince really knew what sounds and what instruments to use. The production is flawless. This has so many classics. When You Were Mine, that's been covered many, many times. I think if you knew a cover, it would probably be Cyndi Lauper's version of it. There's side 2 is just perfect. Uptown, Head, Sister, and Party Up. This is punk funk music. Again, no one's really melded the two together like Prince did. He just has his own style, not to be replicated. Again, just a pretty solid album. Again, side 2, pretty much flawless. Private Joy, Ronnie Talk to Russia, Let's Work, Annie Christian, and Jack You Off. Great, great, great album. And then there's 1999, 2 LP set, absolutely flawless. No filler. You cannot say that for many double albums. You can't even say that for the White Album. Prince actually recorded 2 pretty much flawless 2 LP sets, this and Sign of the Times. This had, I believe, 3 songs that made it into the top 40, 1999, Little Red Corvette and Delirious, the first full side. The nice thing about this is you get the full version of the songs. They're not edited. Especially nice, especially 1999. Love that track. Someone Who Was Born the Same Year as You. I was born in 1971. I'm 51 years old. The beautiful Alison Krauss was born July of that year. Just a great artist. I love her pairing with Robert Plant. They've done a couple excellent albums at this point. I love her solo releases as well. Just a phenomenal artist. Most listened to album in 2022. I don't have to think twice on this one. Sigur Rós. Brilliant album. Everybody should own a copy of this album. The world would be a better place. They are from Iceland. This is a mix of, let's say, electronic, classical, rock. Brilliant album. I've translated the title. With buzzing in our eyes, we play endlessly. This has captured their music in general, their catalog. It just captures something in my soul, and it just won't let go. And I don't understand what Jónsi is saying. Sometimes he just, what I understand, kind of sings gibberish, but it's the music, it's the X factor that's in these recordings that really connects with me, and I just can't explain what an impact this band's music has had on me. Again, it's Sigur Rós. I would check it out. Australian artist or band. This is so lame. I know. You can sign off now if you feel the need to. AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. I don't have a lot of Australian bands, at least ones that I know of. This is by far and away my favorite. Just grew up with this music. So many classics. Really love the Bon Scott years. Just powerful, straight ahead rock and roll. Never gets old. This is music I listen to at the gym when I'm out jogging. It just fills me with energy. Let's see, Problem Child, Whole Lotta Rosie. Let's see, Bad Boy Boogie. Just a great, great album. A record people would be surprised you purchased in 2022. I don't speak too often on my love of classical music. It's not really represented in any sort of way within the community, but I really love classical music. I studied music theory for a while at the Eastman School of Music, so I really have a tremendous appreciation for Bach and the counterpoint and his composition. Just my opinion, and I am by no means an expert on classical music. I probably have an elementary understanding of the genre, even though I studied a little bit. But in my opinion, Bach is the greatest musician that ever lived from any period. He is just fantastic. His writings, just to study a piece of his music, his lines, it's just amazing. And you can, there are professors in university that spend their entire career analyzing his transcripts, and I mean, it is mind-boggling how perfect his composition is, his voicings. Anyway, Glenn Gould is my favorite classical pianist. He is, in my opinion, the best interpreter of Bach on the piano. So I purchased this recording with Gould and Bernstein, and they do Bach's Concerto No. 1 in D minor, a beautiful piece of music. This is on the Columbia Masterwork label. Absolutely love it. This gentleman, Beethoven, he's no slouch either, but Bach is my guy. Love Bach. Artist and or band you're complete on, I would have to say, and I'm fairly confident on this, that would be Ryan Adams. Awesome songwriter. Started off as a member of Whiskey Town. I think they made 2 albums, and then he went solo. Very prolific, beautiful lyricist, great songwriter. His music, again, connects with me in a way that not many artists do. Alternative country, did I already say that? I may have. Just great. I'm going to feature some of his albums in my Rare Diamond series. He's just phenomenal. All right, question 13. We'll skip 12. We already answered that one. Your favorite 80s soundtrack? I looked for this album. I cannot find it. I know I own it. It is the soundtrack to the movie Christine, based off of the Stephen King novel. Absolutely love that movie. I love those classic Chevrolets, actually any cars from the 50s or 60s, and those classic 50s rock and roll songs, just top notch. That would probably be my favorite. Question 14, we lost them in 2022. I'm going to say Lamont Dozier, 1/3 of the awesome songwriting team. Holland Dozier Holland wrote so many Motown classics, just brilliant. I grabbed this compilation, and I'm just going to read some of the tracks that he wrote. Let's see. Baby Love by the Supremes. I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch by the Four Tops. You Can't Hurry Love, the Supremes. Reach Out, I'll Be There by the Four Tops. Just so many classics. Heat Wave, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. Just a great, great songwriter. 15, disappointing purchase in 2022. Can't really think of any. 16, a non-vinyl purchase, CD, book, etc. I bought this great little hardcover book, A Visual History of the 7-inch Record. This is an awesome book. Kind of goes through the decades. I'm going to take the sleeve off so I don't tear it. So many great, great sleeves. Great essays. Just filled with pictures, though. Just endless, endless picture sleeves. Stones. It goes through the decades. Phenomenal. Love it. Have some punk, alternative. This is great. All right, time to move on. I think we even get into the 90s here, or even the maybe the 2000s. Very nice. Okay, next one, number 17. You found a grail. Well, this one was hard to answer because, in my eyes, there's really no such thing as a grail. If you can go online any time of the day, go to either Discogs or eBay or one of the online stores, there's probably not an album that you're not going to be able to find that you're looking for. Now, are you going to be able to afford it? That's another question. But albums are so accessible now that if you have the means, you can find it right away. All right, next one, space-themed album sleeve or song. I just picked up this cool 10-inch Flying Saucers Rock and Roll. This was put out by Charlie Records out of the UK. It's a really cool 10-inch. And it features Carl Perkins, Billy Riley, Sonny Burgess, some great early rock and roll. Love that cover though, kind of relates to the question. 19, show some VCLT or a gift. I've been so fortunate to receive so many wonderful packages, not only last year, but really since I've started my channel, and I truly appreciate the thoughtful gestures. Thank you, gentlemen. Truly appreciate all that you've sent me. I didn't want to start to grab one because then I would feel bad that I didn't show the other one. So I'm just thanking you all. And I'm just going to include a gift that I received in December for Christmas. When I was growing up, my sister loved, we both loved Michael Jackson. She knows I collect records. So this was under the Christmas tree from her. Really excited to have this copy, whether it's the best sounding copy or not. This is just a really thoughtful gift, and it just means a lot to me. Brings me back to my childhood and all the great memories that we had together listening to music. Question 20. Show an album released in 1973. The Reverend Al Green, Living For You. Released on High Records. Classic peak period Al. Great stuff on this one. Of course, the title track, Let's Get Married. Great track. They do a killer live version of it. I don't remember which album it's on. I think it's on the box set. Man, do they cook. Great cover of Unchained Melody. Just classic Al. All right, VC, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Rob Walker for coming up with all these great questions. Stay safe.